DCTR go. Roger that, ground control. Tower, we are go for launch, over.
Hello, and you join me today together with my very special guest, Tom Durant from Doctor. How are you doing, Tom?
Hey, very well, thank you. Very well.
A very enthusiastic hey, as well it should be, because today we're launching an entirely new service. So let's start right at the beginning of your journey. We all sort of know what Doctor Photo was synonymous with, and that was obviously creating stunning imagery. It's still the first thing that people see when they click on property details. That getting the right imagery for your property listing in this world of video, it's still the most important thing you can do really on the portals, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely, David. Yeah, so we live in an Instagram economy. Everything is visual, and ultimately the photo is the first thing that someone sees. And if you want to encourage click-through rates, then having a great photo is going to do that. And so, yeah, over the years, we've been known many things, but we are forever known as Doctor Photo or Photo Doctor. But some of you might not know that we rebranded a year or two ago to Doctor. And we now have our platform that people log into as Doctor Photo. And that's where you can get photo enhancements, virtual furnishing, and everything, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. But yeah, ultimately, we help our clients make stunning imagery, whether that's working off the photos that they've taken and enhancing them, or working from plans and creating CGI imagery from nothing.
Okay, I've seen some of that CGI imagery, and it's scary good in terms of how real it can actually seem. And also, I think it's the next level of giving people an idea of what a property may look and feel like from a visual perspective, and feeling like you're in it. And we're heading fast into the world of VR, and more of that later. But when it comes to the photos, you've been doing this now for 7 years in one guise. So why the shift? What are we going to see that's new? What have you got up your sleeve, Tom?
Yeah, sure. So what's coming, or what's landed already, but officially coming from 1st of March, is Doctor Photo Studio Edition. So for years now, 7 years, you say, God, it's gone fast. We are launching our brand new platform. This is built from scratch. It's built from 7 years of feedback, of moaning, of development, but also it's got built into it well-beating software, ultimately. So it will be, we believe, the most impressive, the best, the world-beating platform for visual assets for estate agents and developers. And there's a number of reasons for that. Number one is the fact that we've got AI, artificial intelligence, as part of it now. So we were for years, and continue to be, the fastest when it comes to editing photos. So we have a 2-hour service. It's guaranteed. Upload photos, and we've always turned them around in 2 hours. Now with our AI, it's almost instant. So by the time you've uploaded it, it's thought about it for 20 seconds, depending on how many there are. You will then be able to download enhanced images. And by that, I mean adding blue sky, by straightening walls, detangling dining rooms, everything that our facelift does by hand is now an AI option. We're still there for your photographers and your guys that have to have something very particular when it comes to something very particular that a computer might not do. So we can still do it by hand. But the point is that this AI option maintains our position as the fastest on the market.
This is really where you want to see AI delivering that efficiency. It's all around the speed, isn't it? Because if we were playing prop tech word bingo right now, you would have won because you would have got AI in. That's a buzzword today. Everybody's claiming that the AI works, but with the speed that you need, and you mentioned the sort of Instagram economy that we work in, instant being the operative part of that whole phrase, that AI is going to allow us to turn around great photos much quicker than previously. So no time like whatsoever.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the point. But the point is that with our platform, we're not just a one-trick pony. So we're not just an AI, turning around blue skies. Actually, bolted onto that are our other 50 sort of creative services, marketing asset producers for estate agents.
Okay.
So everything from taking bins off driveways to adding furniture to photos, to you can even order brochures. So it's a wide span of visual products for estate agents at a few clicks. And that's the beauty of it. So it's advanced, like it's cool. It's got everything that an estate agent needs from a visual point of view.
Because let's face it, we may be great photographers and we might move bins out of the way, but then what about the neighbors' bins and things like that? So
definitely.
That's where you guys come in, right?
Yeah. So so we call that service digital surgery. I mean, we've seen it all. Whether that's removing pants off radiators, like it doesn't matter. There's some bread and butter there. So we do a lot of decluttering. So say you're taking on a rental property, it's just a nightmare sometimes. The tenant doesn't care. They don't want you there. So we will, tidy up the kitchen for you digitally so that it looks impressive on Rightmove and Zoopla. As well as taking stuff out, we put stuff in. So we help you stage that property digitally. So whether that's adding furniture, it could be adding some flowers to the vase. Literally, there's no kind of limit to what we can do with that photo, ultimately. As long as you've got the bare bones there, we can transform it. Taking it to the next level, other services that you can order through there. If you've taken on a new home and it's not quite built there, it might be 75% of the way there. Well, we can finish it digitally. So we do a lot of that. Where a property comes in, it's missing its windows, its doors, it's got no landscaping, we will digitally finish it for you. And then CGI, we're just given a set of PDF plans that can now be ordered through the platform.
So I don't want to date our recording too much, right? But we've just had massive storms here for the past few days. I need fence panels putting back into photos. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, easy.
Okay, done. Sold. Tell me where to sign up.
Sweeping up leaves, you name it. Like, that's what we do. So plenty of fence panels, as long as we put back what was there originally. We don't want to be breaking the law, maybe Misdescription Act, but as long as we are accurate with what we're doing, then there's no issues at all.
So I know there's a range of different options. I know that you guys have always been sort of an industry favorite because you are easy to deal with. You also understand estate agency, having been there yourself. You've earned your stripes with that. But how does this sort of differ from other photo enhancing software that might be out there today?
Yeah, sure. So I think two things. I've kind of touched upon them again, but I guess I'm just reiterating. One is speed. So the point is that we've now got this AI where we can turn around photos almost instantly. So not waiting to the following day like some photo enhancing companies might be offering. And the second is, okay, let's make it three. Sorry. The second is range of services. So I would say that we are in terms of the breadth of what we can offer people, we take full advantage of every type of software there is out there to create the best imagery we can for you. So everything from the virtual world right through to the real world with a photo, we touch upon everything. I don't think there's anything we don't do. And the third is quality. So we work with lots of estate agents, but we also work directly with a lot of really high-end developers as well. So when it comes to your big national firms, I think out of the 10, I think we've got 5 on our books that work with us for all of their retouching work. and yeah, you got to be spot on with that.
Yeah.
You can't stick a
Attention to
fake
detail.
sky in and for it to look awful. The bricks have to be perfect, and so in terms of the quality of our output, it should be photorealistic. There should be no brush marks. It has to look spot on, because otherwise you're devaluing that photo. You might as well have it cluttered if it looks naff once you're finished with it. So everything we do has to be spot on.
So I've seen some of your industry feedback, and it is always that it's all spot on and it's absolutely pristine, and you can't tell that the photos in any way are not sort of the original.
Yeah,
They look good, the lighting looks good. That might give it away sometimes. But let's face it, not all estate agent photos are created equal. And there are days where it's just not happening, or that the vendors are not as prepared for you as you would want them to be. And so tell us, Tom, in terms of the charging model and how this new platform is going to work. If I was an agent looking to use it, can I use it on a sort of pay-as-you-go system? Is it subscription? How does it work for me?
Yeah, so that's another point of difference with us, actually. I think we're pretty much one of the only kind of platforms, visual platforms, this is pay as you go, and you pay once you've had it. So there's no upfront cost. In fact, if anything, it's free because you've got a free trial.
Right.
And then once you're ready to start paying, we just charge monthly on a direct debit. So you pay for what you get, basically. The more images you send us, the cheaper it will actually get. So there is actually a running kind of total there, and the price will drop the more you send. But ultimately, there's no tie-in. And so we feel the beauty of that is we might have a client that visits us every 3 months for one photo. Now that's fine. We'll just charge them for that one photo. But ultimately, other agents that use us every day, and it works for them and it works for us quite well. It can mean we have some really busy days and some really quiet days, but that's okay.
I suppose it also gives the customer confidence you're willing to live and die by your own service. So, if it's good, they're going to stay with you. They're going to do higher volume. If they only need you as a one-off and so on, it's affordable enough for them to be able to do that.
That's it. I feel like there's no kind of big decision using our service from the point of view that you're not signing up for a year, you're not even signing up for a month. And even if you've got professional photographers going out there taking photos, well, the pro photographer, inevitably, they'll always miss something. And so we don't just retouch estate agent photos that are taken by estate agents. We retouch a lot of pro photos as well, where they'll send them over and we'll just finish the job. And because pro photographers are great, but they can't always do the stuff that we can from a retouching point of view.
I highly recommend that any agent should come and talk to Tom about, particularly if you've got sort of new developments launching as well, in terms of getting associated marketing assets and artwork and perhaps a little bit of VR. I mean, the stuff that you guys are capable of doing is just absolutely superb. And let's face it, if you're dealing with a lot of overseas investors, for instance, who aren't physically going to be able to visit the property, you need to be able to offer them an online marketing experience that is beyond normal photos, really, especially if it's an unbuilt development.
Yeah, that's it. So when it comes to land and new homes, yes, we can create the CGI imagery, animation, virtual reality, CG animation images, but we can also create the assets that go alongside that. So whether that's site plans, floor plans, it could be the brochure that they're all going inside and the branding that's associated. We like to provide the full package for estate agent, land new home agents and developers. So they can come to us and effectively get all the assets they need to go to market.
All in one place. So absolutely superb new platform. I encourage people to have a play around with it. You do get a free trial, so put them through their paces.
Yeah.
Tom,
would you like to see it?
I would love to see it. That was what I was going to ask. And I understand that also congratulations are due to you guys. You're not only launching a new platform, you've also moved. It's a rather ambitious. You've got that studio ready now.
Yeah, we're pretty much there now. So we moved 3 weeks ago. We upsized for our team. We were kind of bursting at the seams. We were in 500 square foot. We're now at 1,500 square foot. So we've tripled our floor space. We've got room for a pool table.
Oh, cool.
Now, and there's the team over there.
Hey, morning team.
Yeah. Yeah, we're in a nice space now in Camberley. So we've even moved from Farnborough to Camberley. We've hopped the border from Hampshire to Surrey. And yeah, so yeah, let me, if you'd like, I can show you the platform now.
Yeah, I'd love that.
Take it through its paces. See if I can get my mouse to work would be really useful, wouldn't it? There you go. So shall I share my screen?
Yeah, I think you should be able to.
Wicked. Okay, cool. So here's all the kind of services that you see down on the side. In terms of your photo enhancing, your virtual furnishing, your floor plans and everything, that's all comes under Dr. Photo. So what you can do is I've put together a few photos here for the Kerfuffle special. So you can upload your photos and you can sort of manage them before they go ahead. What would you like this road name to be called?
Oh, I think Whale Avenue.
Whale. Okay. Is it with an H?
It is, yeah.
There you go. Right. So what happens is once you're now uploading to the system is our AI is basically doing its thing and thinking about it. So that by the time it gets ready to brief, if we want to go ahead and actually do the AI bit, it's done already by the time you click. But before that, you've got the option to brief any other service you want. So I've told you before that we call our AI or even our hand edits where we add a blue sky, a facelift. But some of the other things that we offer, so I've mentioned digital surgery. If you want to, for example, I don't know, you want to remove that plant because you really hate plants for some reason, then that can come through to our studio. And we know that once you've submitted it, we will then take that plant out. We can add virtual furniture. So you can actually choose your own style and choose what you want to add in there. And then we'll make sure that we add that same style. And then other things like data dusk. So, you know, we get a lot of photos through which make them Instagram ready. So things like adding a dusk sky, we call them color pops, which are great when you've got like a row of terraces and you want to call out which one it is. We'll make the row black and white, and then we'll make the middle one color.
Okay.
Christmas decorations. You never know how many photos we do at Christmas, adding trees, adding lights. Halloween have started to get big the last few years.
Fantastic.
And then things like adding rainbows, obviously big during the pandemic. And then floor plans. So we offer 2D colors, 3D site plans, and everything you need from a floor plan point of view. And then finally, request a quote, which is if you've got a fairly big job, you're not quite sure if it's something that's within your budget or whatever, you can always request it. But let's come on to the AI point of view. So you've got all of the photos down here. You see they're all looking a little bit naff. Now, if I go back to facelifts and click on facelifts.
There we go.
Yeah. So if for some reason you didn't like it, then you can still send it to an artist and then you can add it. You can ask for it to be 2 hours guaranteed or whatever. But if you are happy with it, then you can just click continue. And by the time you get to the end of your brief, it'll be ready to download. Again, facelifting the internal, so straightening the wall, detangling the walls. Let's accept that one. Facelifting the internal of the kitchen. Again, yeah, massive difference between the two. Lifting the shadows, straightening that wall.
Yeah, instantly looks better, doesn't it?
Yeah, and then finally with this one. So adding the blue sky, but you say, actually, you know what? I'm not sure about that. Not sure if Bob's done such a good job. So I'm going to send that one to the studio, and I also want them to crop left-hand house, and then that will all be done. And so now they're all sitting in your checkout, ready, confirm, order. Go to the orders page, and then you can see all of the facelifts here. So that one's going to be ready in a couple of hours, which I've just briefed. This one I can download. So like, you don't have to wait till the following day. It's now done instantly. And there you go. That's your whistle stop tour.
It's very impressive, and I love the user interface as well. It's nice and clean. You've got am I right in saying you've got like a little weather widget there at the top as well?
Yeah, I've got weather, exactly. And we've got things like you can now, so we're always going to update it because we kind of want it to feel like when you are logging into this, you're sort of logging into our studio. And so there's a chat function here where you can speak to us here, and you can track your conversations. There's also like links to videos, and we want to do like, for example, have links to webinars where we can have training sessions and things like that. And so, yeah, we've sort of taken the learnings from the last 7 years. We felt, you know, our current system is good, but it kind of looks 7 years old. And so this has taken us back on brand with the rest of our website and our brand as a company. And we've built in lots of, you know, all these different services. So now we've got, you can order CGIs, you can get a quote, and you can go through the whole process of ordering a CGI now, for example, through the system, if you wish. You don't have to, but that option's there. There we have the new studio.
That's really, really impressive. It looks good, easy to use, and most importantly, you saw it there yourself, folks. It's pretty instant. It's there ready to download within a few clicks. So Tom, big congratulations to you all because it looks fab. Hope the new offices work out well, and a great launch of a great product. It's nice to see something that is so trusted by the industry evolving in that way. It's great. That's
it. That's what we felt was, you know, we've had these awards all the way along, but we felt that the last thing we needed to do, that cherry on the top, was actually, you know, let's get our platform up to scratch, and we think we're there now. So yeah,
looking good. Mission accomplished.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tom, thank you very much. We'll catch up with you again soon.
Thanks, David. Much appreciated.